Okay, let's see here. Okay, testing 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, testing 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, testing 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, testing 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Okay, it's been months, if not years, since I have live streamed on YouTube. Um, of course, I was live streaming before there was a YouTube. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I did it in Belton, Missouri. When I went to Florida, I did it in Florida, and I think I did it back in Texas a little bit. So I've done live streaming, and I did it way back before anybody, almost before anybody was doing it, and I did it nonstop. I had a camera up in the corner of my room, and it was on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. During the 2000 census, yes, I was doing it then. So people would see, so the federal government was paying me. Because for the census, you get paid if you're at home. You know, you have to, mark it down. If you're doing, let's see, wait a minute, I want to, let's see. New managing moderators can support your channel in even more ways, introducing managing monitors. These users have the same capability as standard moderators, but in addition, they can manage blocked word. Okay, I close that. And there he is. In Holland. If you don't know the difference between Holland and the Netherlands, you can ask him. I've got him, and there are several other people who don't even know it, that they've got moderator abilities. It's somebody that's helped me out a lot, or somebody that's been a loyal supporter, and all kinds of things. So I've marked them as moderators. So I take it the audio here is probably working. Oh, we've got somebody. Flies high. One reason I stopped doing live video, I didn't do a lot of it, but oh, great. So okay, that's great help, letting me know that the audio is working good. One reason I stopped is in the past I would start a live video stream, and the first hour, 2 or 3 people would check in. Because I wasn't sending out any notices, or I just started doing it. So maybe this will work a little bit better now. And by having some moderators, one reason it hasn't worked well for me in the past was because I was doing it, and then somebody would pop in, and I'd engage in a conversation with them, and they'd ask me something, and so we were talking about it. Then somebody else pops in. Well, they don't know how long, Yeah, it's really cold. Let's see. What did I do with the cell phone? Here it is. Yeah, it's been really cold here the last couple of days. Let's see. What's the weather forecast for the next few days?
Here's the forecast for Benbrook.
Yep, that's okay. Let's see. Tomorrow, 40 to 61. Of course, that's American temperature time. Wednesday, 53 to 64. Thursday, 42 to 70. So, Fort Worth 10-day weather forecast. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, this is working pretty good so far. Yeah, I think that's definitely correct. I'm not somebody who's able to like work up a script, and I never know. And that's a problem too with my. I guess because I'm old, I finish making a video and upload it, and I don't. Then I need to put in some tags, or something, and I can't remember what I said, Yes, maybe I am compatible with something. Maybe I'm compatible with streaming. Yeah, I was just saying that when I did the 2000 census, that the camera just went 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I was working the census, getting paid by the federal. So I'd be sitting there at my desk, getting the things ready to take out, and so I was actually being paid for by the federal government. Of course, I'm not sure they exactly saw it that way. Yeah, I was mentioning that my problem was, like in the past when I did it, I didn't give any notice, and I didn't really notice this time. But I'd be talking to somebody, and then somebody else pops in, and then they say something, and then I'm trying to answer them. Of course, I wasn't having a bunch of people coming in, Think how much I might have more people here if I send out the notice to everybody, But with some people that I've already approved, they don't even know they've been approved, they could take care of some of that, or maybe all of it. It's been a while since I've run this. Let's see what options I have here that maybe I don't know about. Let's see, community moderation, participants, moderation activity. Oh, I see. Okay, so I can turn that on. Don't need to, but let's turn it on. You can now pin a message to the top of your live chat for viewers to read. Click any message to pin it. Use the options menu to unpin. Okay, so that's something new since I've been here, That way we could pick a topic or something we wanted to talk about. Let's see, a message pops up. I guess you all see it. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Let's see, Flies High is in Los Angeles. let's see. Well, during World War II, when World War II started, my parents took me as a baby out and they worked out there in the not in Los Angeles. It would be San Francisco. Yeah, they worked building Liberty ships. So now I went out to not Los Angeles. There you go, some communication between. That's good. That helps. Yeah, there's a Rosie the Riveter park out, I think, in San Francisco. And I sent the information out about my mother. She was a welder in the shipyards during World War II, and she's listed at some place out there on a plaque or something like that. Yeah, I think this is working pretty good. Because we've got a couple good people, in here or whatever. Before, it'd be somebody popping in, and then they'd pop out, which is okay. Yeah, these are really, they weren't expensive at all. I forget now who, let's see. Well, I made a video about it. Well, I forget, but we can take care of that, can't we? We can go to, let's see, how do I do that in live mode? I guess just like I do it in, Okay, live mode. Oh, anyway. Well, of course, I could do that over here and just tell you, couldn't I? Oh, I see. Let's see. Yeah, I forgot about this. So there we go. I guess you're seeing that. Yeah. So I can pull up a browser there. Yeah. See, it's been so long. I've forgotten, and some of this stuff wasn't even there. Oh, breakfast, that'd be nice. I've been eating. I went down to the dollar store. We have a dollar store. Of course, not everything's $1 now. It's gone up in price, $1.25 for a lot of stuff. But all I brought back was pretzels and cookies and stuff like that. I like breakfast, but I don't make it very often. I do have a steamer here, and I make hard-boiled eggs occasionally in the steamer. That's really nice. And baked potatoes. Yeah, I think we all too much junk food, and I'm a type 2 diabetic, and my ex-wife is a type 2 diabetic. My son probably is the way, I think he's 47. And I've been just sitting here. It's been pretzels, but I've just had a bunch of cookies too. No, I didn't go to get the donuts because I went out at like 6 a.m. or something like that, and the wind was blowing and it was really cold, and I don't have a way to get out. The apartment complex, they gave me a key to get in my apartment, and they gave me a key to the mailbox and a key to the gate that you unlock, but it doesn't work. That gate doesn't work, so I stand at the gate for somebody to leave, and on a Sunday, very few people were leaving. Now, if I go out on a weekday when people are going to work or working or coming back, it's especially like early in the morning, everybody's going out, so the gate opens up and I can get out. Yeah, this is a gated community. There's a bunch of them around here. Although I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be here. I think we're being kicked out when the lease is up. My son has had for quite a while some psychological problems, schizophrenia and stuff like that. And he hasn't hurt anybody, but he's the apartment complex has indicated that they're not sure that they're going to renew our lease. And well, not exactly under control. There's some things that have caused problems. The police, EMS, and fire have been called quite a few times. He's never hurt anybody, but he's knocked on people's doors and done other things. The apartment people have been really good, and they put up with an awful lot, but I don't see how we're going to be able to move. I'm hoping they're going to change their mind. But that's what I've had some people tell me, that there are a lot of, especially too, there's a lot of organizations, that will, they have lawyers and everything else that will help you. But I think the way the lease is written, I think they could get out of it, because they always throw things in the lease. Every year they add new things in the lease, and it's a corporation, so I think they could probably get out of it. But it takes all the money that my ex-wife and I get on Social Security to pay for this. So if we have to move, we have to come up with more money. More money. They're going to want us. Where we go, if we go, I'm not sure we'd be allowed to go. Also, these places are connected together. I bet you, especially in Los Angeles, they're connected together. So if they won't renew us or something or other here, I'm sure that's going to be in the system. So I don't know what's going to happen. We're worried about it. Don't want to be homeless, that's for sure. That's the problem. Not sure where we can, everything is expensive. Of course, it's expensive here. I'm 82 years of age. I never thought I would. For some reason, I never thought that. I never thought I'd be around that long. Well, my father. There was seven brothers and 3 sisters. All of my father and all of his brothers all died in their early 70s. But even then, I never did. Like when 1984, not the book, but when the movie came out, I thought I wouldn't be alive in 1984. Well, when I was in grade school, and the nuns told about the Fatima, the children of Fatima, and how there was a third secret that was going to be revealed in 19 something or other, which it didn't get released in, by the way. But I didn't do the math, so I thought, well, and I totally forgot about it until just a few years ago, and then there was some mention made when it was released, supposedly by the Catholic Church, the third, prediction. And I just totally forgot about it, but I don't like, really talking about my sons, especially, Well, this will be online too because people will see that. But he's an adult, and but I'm 82. I was in uh, good health all my life. Well, I had things I ignored. Okay, back to Holland for you. No, the Netherlands. I don't know if you saw that or not. All my life I've been I guess in the beginning it was like, well, I got a Radio Shack Model 1 computer, but it was IBM. There was IBM, and then there was Apple, and there was IBM and some other. So now I did try back a few years ago the little iPad, or the small one, real small one of Apple. Well, I got you beat. I had a Radio Shack Model 1. I had two Tandy 2000s. I had their Model 100, which was portable. Yeah, when I got my Radio Shack Model 1, it had how much memory? I can't remember, but I was able to upgrade it to 48K of memory. And when my computer booted on, I thought, who could ever need more than 48K of memory? I couldn't afford the box, that for the Radio Shack Model 1. There was a $350 box, and all that lets you do was have a floppy drive, I think it was. I think so, a floppy drive. But I purchased a different company's thing, and it lets you upgrade to 48K and had a few jacks on the back. There was a thing called an Electron stringy floppy that a company came out with, and that was pretty neat. They looked like, there you go. Yeah, that's about the way things were. I got the thing that let me plug in. A company came out with things that were the size of, extremely small. And they used very small, like a endless loop tape thing. And so I was able to have 3 or 4 of those hooked up. And then since I wrote my BBS program, I could send data, tell it to go to, such and such drive, or retrieve, it was pretty neat. There you go. Hey, you remember the stringy floppy? I had to write my own BBS program, and a guy logged in. Okay, everybody thought that if you had a modem, that the phone company was going to charge you business rates. So people made up their own, made up a name. So somebody logs in, didn't give his real name. And he said, what size hard drive do you have? I think he said hard drive. And I said, oh, I can't afford a hard drive. I said, I'm using a tape recorder. And then I got something I'm sure you never heard of, an Electron stringy floppy. I actually had like 4 of them, And he said, yeah, I heard of them. He says, what operating system are you using for that? And I thought that was kind of strange. And I said, I think it was Electron, I forget now, what, ESOS or something, And he says, yeah. He says, I wrote that. And I said, oh, okay. And he says, do you believe me? And I said, well, you said you did. Why would you lie about a thing like that? And he said, well, just type in. And then he told me what to type in, a few letters. And then the screen filled with his name, Tom Wheeler, Tom Wheeler, Tom Wheeler, or whatever. He had a degree in electrical engineering or whatever, and knew nothing about, computers. And he said, I'd like to see your setup. And I said, well, you're free to come over. I said, but it's just a Radio Shack Model 1 computer with this Extron stringy floppy little thing, and that's it. And so he came on over, and I'd written a BBS program in BASIC, and he came over, and I showed it to him, and I printed it out and gave it to him. And he said, I'll be back in a few days with a program for you. So in a few days he called and came over, and he had, improved what I wrote vastly. And that's, so Tom Wheeler's still around. He's an amateur radio operator in Kansas City, Missouri area. He worked for, that school that they advertise so much for computer stuff and that kind of stuff. Can't remember. But then he took, of course he took my program and improved it. But then what I enjoyed in the very beginning was I had some people who I didn't care if they made up a name. I mean, it could be Bill Brown, Bill Smith, anything you wanted. I just didn't want something, Happy Hacker or The Hacker or something like that. So some guy he'd put that in, and so I'd look at the code and I'd say, okay, so I'd fix it where you couldn't. I'd put it where you couldn't use that string. So then he'd use something similar, and so then I put a space in front of it, and whatever. Then I saw it, boom, and then okay, I see. So then I fixed it where you couldn't put something in the space in front. I just kept doing that. So when Tom Wheeler took over, he fixed that, except. Somebody said, Jim, I can't log in with my name. And, 1982, I think it was. Whatever it says on my system. I've had a bunch of people, of course, that's okay, a bunch of people say, they didn't have computers, some people are saying they didn't have computers in, 1990 or something like that, And they said, well, they didn't have computers in 1982 or whatever. Yeah, they did, We know that. You know that. Oh, anyway, a guy logged in. Tom Wheeler had improved my thing. And what was his name? Anyway, I told Tom, okay, this guy can't log in. Well, anyway, see, when the guy said he couldn't log in, I tried logging in with his name, and I couldn't log in with his name. Part of his name was something that could sound like dirty or something, and forget what it was. And then I told, Tom Wheeler, that's the problem. So then Tom fixed that. Tom was, is. So then I think I had like 500 subscribers, and then some guy says, well, it won't let me log in, and, I can come, but I can't be, on the list. And I said, well, you should be able to, and I tried with a made up name, and then I looked at my code, where Tom's code then, I'd done that part, No, I hadn't done that. That's where he puts in, a table or something or other. So I looked at it and saw that it had like 500 or something. I thought, okay, I contacted Tom. No, Jim, it works just fine. And I said, well, I've got 500 subscribers. What if there's a 501 person? He said, oh, okay. And he fixed that. So those were fun times. And when I got my Radio Shack Model 1, it came with a base on BASIC, with it included for free. And I didn't know how to program or anything else. There was a guy in Kansas City, Missouri who wrote good software for the Radio Shack Model 1. And his headquarters was in Kansas City, Missouri, which was pretty neat. There was only 3 or 4 bulletin board systems, so I could call into there. But, and 2, that made me a better person because of the way he was. And, copying, I did that too. typing it in from a magazine, and then of course, it wouldn't work, Then you'd have to go and look at it. Oh, I typed a bracket here or there, and then you'd change that. And then after a few times, okay, you'd finally have it, Yeah, I did that. I forgot all about that. Luckily, in high school, I had to take touch typing. I don't remember 80 microcomputing. What was that one that was a big one? I love that. In fact, I had a T-shirt from that magazine, and I love that T-shirt. What was it? Computer Shopper? Was that the name of the thing that was a big, thick? It was big, and I loved that. And I was so sad when I wore that for years, their T-shirt, and finally it just fell apart. I did a search not long ago thinking maybe somebody had some. I went to not eBay, or was it eBay? Anyway, yeah, I got a bunch of those, magazines and things. I can't believe I typed in those things. Well, we had to do something, didn't we? Didn't have much choice. So this will make a pretty good video, with you jogging my memory. I don't remember Remember, I'm 82. I don't remember the flashing cassette thing. Man, loading the program, you'd load it if there was a little, which sometimes there would be, a little glitch because there was a Radio Shack tape recorder, and then you'd have to do it over again. Yeah, those Electron stringy floppies were great. I didn't end up using didn't have to use that tape recorder for very long. Yeah, I'm sure you did too. I was going to Radio Shack all the time. Okay, I appreciate you. I think okay, if I decide to stop this here in a little bit, which I may, at least I'll have something for people to look at. Nice talking to you. Keep in touch. Next time I'll put an announcement out when I decide to do this. Let's see if it tells me how many people. Let's see what options I have down here. Let's see. I can do a reaction. Let's try that. Ooh, look at this. Let's see. Let's see. Game over. All kinds. Okay, that's new. Whoops. Wow. Okay. What's the $sign? Show your support for Jim Howard. Click. Send an animated image. Super chat. Send a highlighted message. Membership. Join for membership access. Membership gifting. Buy membership for multiple viewers. Okay, close. Okay, so there's that. What's the $sign? Engage with your audience. How do you do that? Wow. Start a question and answer. Start a poll. Close. Hide chat. So what's up here at the top? Or at the top up here? Community moderation, participants, moderation activity, timestamp, time stamps, pop out the chat, send feedback. Oh, I guess you can turn on the timestamp and then it'll be, oh, there you go. Okay. Okay, so maybe I'll be a fan of this now. Okay. So let's see, here's this. Here's this. So that means that I need to come up with another table, another screen that will show just a screen so I can pop things up. So I'll do that later on. I'll work with that. So I guess I can jump out of here now. And okay, I'm back. I think I'm sold on this now. So I guess I need to put out some times, or at least send out a thing that I'm going to chat. And then anybody who's subscribed below, if you join, then you'd get an email, I think. So, okay. I want to thank the couple of guys who jumped in. One from Los Angeles and one from Holland and international. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Okay. Now, how do I stop here? Take a snapshot. Okay, take a snapshot. Okay, join, share. Okay, let's see. Okay, I guess I just go and live stream, start recording, take snapshot. Let's see up here. Nope.